As I was walking up the mountain this morning, I thought of Psalm 19, verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day, they pour forth speech. Night after night, they display knowledge. And I thought about how this world that we live in is absolutely incredible. It's beautiful, and what it says to me about God. And I started thinking about what I was surrounded by and what I was hearing. And I listened to the birds singing, all singing seemingly at different times and almost imperceptible melodies, and yet beautiful harmony. And I started looking at the trees, some of them tall, grandiose and strong, others smaller, more petite and beautiful, and some old and gnarled, yet all in their way incredible. And then I gazed across at the hills, the rolling hills, and just the beauty of the fact that they were rolling, and the different contours and the colors of the greens and the browns of the grass. And then I look back from where I come, and the houses and the cars, the sounds of the cars and the pylons on the other hills. And then I thought, well, I guess in one sense they're helpful, and they're maybe in one sense necessity, but certainly ugly, and that's what we've brought into the world. And then as I walked up the path a little bit further and had to avoid what was on the floor because there was this big pile of horse manure, and I looked at it, but only for a brief while, and that wasn't pretty. But then for me, that was kind of like a metaphor of the fact that in this world there is some horrible stuff that we bring into this world, and the fact that just stuff happens. And then I thought about another tree, a tree that was cut down and was designed for an inglorious and barbarous purpose, a tree that was then replanted, upon which a beautiful and lovely and innocent and perfect person was hung. And I thought about that sight, and I thought about the nails and the blood spattered and pouring, and the crown of thorns and the spear and the agony, and I thought about the horror and the ugliness of that sight. And then I thought about the fact that was because it was my sin, my ugliness, the sin of the world, taken by Jesus. But because of that, and through faith in Jesus, and because of what he's done, I now have been beautified in God's sight, made perfect before him. And so for me, now the cross is the most beautiful sight that there ever has been. And so when I think about the world on which we live and the beauty of the world, it says to me, God is good. And when now I think about the cross and what Jesus has done for me on the cross, it reminds me that God is good. So good.